with Chris Johnson.
Episode 1, Players Pick Podcast with Polyphia. I got Scotty and Tim on the show today. They've got a new record out called New Levels, New Devils on Equal Vision Records. You can check it out wherever you get music or on Spotify in the Players Pick Podcast playlist.
You know those little gelato containers? There was like a third full, and some dude threw on like a fucking thing of that, of weed on stage last night. Like, it was so much that I thought it was an accident.
Really?
Yeah, so I picked it up and I was just like, whose is this?
You're like, I better give this back to you.
Yeah, I was like, surely you did not mean
you're going to
fucking
miss this. This is
yeah,
like a lot of fucking weed.
I found the dude and he was like, no, dude, you take it. So,
awesome.
you fucking with it last night. All right.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about what your first memories are of a guitar pick, who you got it from, like, and the whole deal, and how you ended up playing what you're playing now.
Well, I guess I'll start off by kind of telling you how I got into guitar, because it was my dad. He plays guitar also, and I remember walking into the room one day and he was like shredding and shit. So I was like, damn, I want to be able to learn how to do that. I was like 10 when that happened. So he was like, all right, pick up guitar. So he had this like red Charvel that is super sick that he still has to this day, that I actually fucking love.
Do you remember what model by chance?
No, I have no idea.
Just an 80s Charvel.
Yeah, it was like an 80s Charvel, I think, anyway. But yeah, it's a pretty sick guitar, and he had this little guitar. It was like one of those normal size guitar picks, you know, not like a teeny tiny one or like a super big one that's like a triangle or whatever, you know what I'm talking about?
Standard pick.
Yeah, just a standard ass pick, and it was thick as fuck, and it was like smoky white, kind of transparency a little bit, and had an eagle on it. And that's like the pick that he uses always. He has like a bunch of them. I don't know where he gets them.
Sounds like a Clayton pick, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it is a Clayton pick. Yeah, that's cool. What it was.
Okay.
That sounds familiar anyway, it rings a bell. But yeah, the Clayton picks, and then I was playing with those, and then I remember he took me to we used to live in New Jersey, and they got like, this is before they had Sam Ash in Dallas. They had Sam Ash in New Jersey, and we would go over there, and I thought it was like such a cool music store because they had like trumpets and shit, and they always had like exotic looking guitars, and I was like, oh man, I love this place. And they had guitar picks, so I would rock those little black Sam Ashes, but they were like the regular I forgot what material it is, just like the normal one. Apparently it's flammable too, so I used to set them on fire and shit.
Possibly celluloid.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah, celluloid.
Cool.
And I would like set those little bastards on fire and shit, and be like, "Yo, check this out." In like middle school. But yeah, I bought so many of those little picks, and I would use those, and I had to buy a lot because they would I would play them until they were like flat, you know. But I played those for years, and then I started moving on to just, I guess, random shit. And I didn't really know for like the first few years of playing guitar, like, that it mattered that much in terms of like sound and whatever. But yeah, now I use the Tortex ones, the Sharp boys. I use those first, getting into the Tortex ones, and then kind of moved on to the Jazz 3s.
Sure.
Because they were like super glidey. I don't know, I could just like breeze across the strings with them and stuff, and I thought that was cool. It was good for like sweeping and shit, and economy picking and everything, which I like to do. But then I went back to the Sharps, because like recently, actually, like when this tour started.
Oh, really?
A little before, because I was like, I had to get back into the groove of doing it with those picks, because it felt super different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of did that because I wanted more attack. I don't know, because I got an acoustic guitar, and I couldn't like get enough power out of the Jazz 3s playing an acoustic guitar unless I smack the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I moved back to the Sharps, and they're sick. And I got one right here, actually.
Oh yeah.
So guys, see
it's just
how
the
much I've used it already?
1.14. Yeah, purple.
Yeah, dude, the little purple guy with the turtle on him.
And you feel like this gives you, like, you can do everything with this pick? Or do you feel like, is it just a one trick for this particular band, or do you feel you get everything you pretty much, when you play any guitar, you want that pick now?
Yeah, like this is my go-to pick at the moment. I still keep the Jazz 3s on me because there are some riffs that I can't play with the Sharps yet because I need to practice them a little more before. I don't know, because I got used to doing some things with the Jazz 3s, and now I'm still used to playing some shit with this.
Right.
So I kind of have like both of those two in my arsenal right now, but I haven't used like a normal pick or a standard pick in a long time.
Do you remember using any guitar picks like between like the celluloid and these, or and the Jazz 3s? Like, because you said that when you first got Tortex, you got these. You didn't start on a standard Tortex pick.
No, I didn't.
It's like celluloid. You were lighting them on fire as a kid, and they were burning up into a nub, and then like.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man.
These?
It was kind of just like a big blur between that and these.
Okay.
You know, because like people would give me picks and shit, and I'd be like, yeah, I'll try them out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say like, oh yeah, these are cool. I'll use this one until it is unusable anymore. Or like I'd be like, oh, this sucks, because I don't like the ones that you can fucking like bend with your fingers all the way. You know,
right?
Like the super light ones. I just feel like for what I do, I just need like hard. Like I need to be in control of where I'm going with it.
More exact.
Yeah, like I don't do like a whole lot of like, you know, strumming chords and shit. I kind of more so just like dig into the fucking string with it, you know, and like hit those notes, you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
But yeah.
That's cool. And do you have any recollection of when the first time you picked one of those up was? Was it at a Sam Ash, or was it like,
oh dude,
or somebody give you that one?
I actually want to say it was probably at NAMM or something. Someone was like, yeah, check this out. And then I was like, shit, dude. You may have actually even given us the first ones. That
would be hilarious if I was the one that, like,
yeah.
I don't know that I did, though. I thought maybe you had already been using, but maybe you had the Jazz 3s when I met you. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really remember too much. It could have even been Jason Richardson that showed me or something. He was like, yeah, check these out. But all I remember is that when I started using them, I was like, holy shit, man. First of all, I didn't even know they existed. I was like, how this motherfucker, like, you could stab someone with this thing.
It's an extreme pick, dude.
Yeah, they're sharp, you know?
The Chon boys are on the same picks.
Yeah.
Right? Because those are your homies. But, the guy that I knew for the longest time, I thought there was only really one dude that played him, and that's Jeff Loomis.
Oh, that makes sense.
And he's up a gauge from you. He's a 1.5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's heavy.
He's a little thicker. Yeah. And but you know what's up with that dude? That guy is
dude,
out of this world.
Oh, it's good to know he's down with the thickness, because these things fucking rule. Like, I don't know, I've never seen a need to go past 1.14 millimeters, but maybe they last longer because they're thicker. I don't know. Or he just wants to be hard, dude.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of both. I think he's kind of just an extreme guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
In a way.
He's extreme, all right.
He's extreme in, like, his picking, his shredding, and his kindness, too, at this point.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
It's interesting. He's, like, a really kind, like, awesome person. I probably shouldn't say that right now, because I'm going to ruin his reputation. But, like, if you know Jeff...
dude, you can be hard and be kind.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just don't fuck with you. You know.
He's one of my favorite dudes. I like hanging out with that guy. He's good people.
He's cool.
Well, right on, Scotty. So I'm glad to know about your pick origin story and how you came into the pick that you're in now. The other part of this little podcast that has to do with perspective. Like, it's talking. I'm curious about my favorite players, like how they get through the day, and like what's your perspective on life? Do you have something that kind of helps you? Like, is there a philosophy? Did somebody, to your dad or somebody along the way, does somebody give you something that you kind of feel like kind of keeps you standing up straight, or is there a lack of that?
Well, honestly, dude, I kind of just I'm just out here just doing what I want to do, which is play music. Like, we tour a lot, which is sick. I have a dope family at home and a dope girlfriend at home, so it's nice to be home with them. But, you know, going on tour and shit, I mean, it's always bittersweet and everything, but I love it. You know, I love going on tour. I love playing music, rocking these bad boys.
Yeah.
The picks. I'm holding the pick, by the way. I guess the whole, like, deep hippie thing that gets me through life, I guess, is just, you know, I just want to die happy. I want to lay on my deathbed, if I, you know, have the luxury of laying on a bed before I die anyway.
Yeah.
I could get shot in the face or something. But I just want to lay down and be like, yeah, I don't know, just look back on everything I did and be like, yeah, I had a pretty sick life. I'm happy with everything that I did. And, you know, hopefully maybe I'll even leave on a song or two that people will listen to in 100 years, unless the earth explodes. And they'll be like, oh shit, I wonder who that dude is. And then I'll fucking help them through some of their problems or whatever. But yeah, I guess just the key thing that moves me through the day is just be happy, dude. I don't know. Like if I get pissed off at some like dumbass shit, like the zipper on my backpack fucking broke or like something stupid like that,
Right.
I'll just kind of like take a step back and be like, why am I so pissed off at this? Just chill, dude. But yeah, I guess that's it, really.
It's good. So it's a philosophy of chill, so to speak. Like, and it sounds like
Yeah.
And you definitely seem to draw energy and power from the family and the girlfriend. Like that makes you feel pretty solid, huh?
Yeah, dude.
You know?
I mean, I love all of them, and I just want to fucking, I don't know, family and shit means a lot to me. So I want to go home at the end of a tour or something and like be like, what's up, guys? And then like when I come home from a tour, it's like, hey, like, how was it, blah blah blah, like showing pictures and shit. And then, you know, it just goes back to us chilling like I never left.
What do you like to do with the family? Like, do you have like events or things that you guys do together?
Oh yeah.
Like, give me an example.
We fuck with Dallas Stars games a lot.
Okay.
Especially my sister. Me and my sister go see movies a lot. And my parents have a really sick backyard, so in the summer we'll like go swimming and shit. Barbecue, you know.
Already sounds awesome, dude. I want to come over, dude.
Fuck yeah, come over, dude.
Sounds like
and
a
then,
good time.
You know, they're always like, yo, bring your friends over. And, you know, we'll get some beers, grill some chicken or something.
And the band comes to hang too? Or do you do mostly like spend time away from the band when you're off the road and just kind of
Well, we try to get together and shit. Like if there's like a show going on, we'll all meet up in Dallas. Tim doesn't live in Dallas anymore, but sometimes he'll fly out just to hang, or like we'll fly out to LA just to hang with him or something like that.
Tim's in LA now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he moved there recently, and yeah. But honestly, when we're off tour, we kind of just like take time off, not even intentionally from each other, but you know, we're all just preoccupied with our girlfriends and our families and shit.
Yeah,
so,
as it should be, man. It's
yeah.
like you need that time to keep, I'd imagine, you know, to like find a base of like happiness in life, and then you come out and you follow your bliss and do what you love on the road.
Yeah, dude.
And that builds the tension of wanting to get back home.
Yeah.
But then you're home long enough, you're like, oh, I want to get back on the road.
Yeah,
right?
man. It definitely is like that. And, you know, it's a weird feeling, too, because you think, like, I'll be on tour, and, like, within the first week, I'm like, man, I'm ready to go home. Because I miss everyone and everything, you know? And then I'll go home, and I'll be like, oh, man, like, I'm really glad that I'm home, but I fucking miss being on tour, dude.
Yeah.
I miss playing shows and being with my boys and shit,
yeah.
You know? And it's a lot of fun.
It's cool, man. Well, it's good. I'm so happy for you and the band that you found like this nice groove of like, yeah, this is what we're doing with our life, and we're happy about that. And you're actually being, you know, incredibly successful at it, which is
thank you, dude.
Yeah, I mean, and I watch what you guys are up to, and I'm always like rooting you on. You know, I'm just like, dude, yes.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for making the music. Thank you for the jokes. Thank you for
absolutely
for shit posting all the time for us. Like, it makes...
Oh, yeah, we're on that shit.
Yeah.
We used to take ourselves way too seriously, and now we're just like, fuck. I just want to have fun with the social media shit.
As you should, man. You can't take it too serious, man.
Yeah, we play around.
Life is too short. You know, you never know when your time is going to come, right?
So, like, it's like... laying on that bed.
So if we take it easy and enjoy the people, right? The family, the friends, the girlfriend. Yeah, it's good.
Fucking live, laugh, love, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that shit tattooed on my chest, bro.
I love it.
No, probably not really.
Well, it's a good sentiment anyway. It's a good thought.
Yeah,
you know?
dude. Totally.
Cool. Well, the last bit of this kind of hangout is really just to ask you, what are maybe your top 3 like artists that you're listening to right now, or that you think should be shouted out right now? Like, and give me a little reason why. Like, I'm always looking for up and comers. So, like, especially because I'm a fan of the underdog. But, you know, tell us about whoever is really doing it for you right now.
All right, dude. Well, I'm gonna have to bust out the. I need that. I'm gonna keep that closer to me. I can't lose that. I have like 2. Let me bust out the iTunes and see what we got on the top thing.
Yeah.
Fucking see, it's all like major hip hop things.
That's
like
okay.
Fucking like Missy Elliott's in here.
Missy Elliott.
She's not up and coming, is she?
No, but she's got some tight shit. So
you know, like, dude.
she's cool.
Hell yeah.
I'm a fan.
Well, I guess I'll shout out the homies that are on tour with us, you know, like fucking Covet is out here killing it every night.
Covet with Yvette Young, yeah.
Yeah, Covet with Yvette, which is funny because this is all about guitar picks, and she straight up does not use guitar picks.
So she's actually going to do the podcast too. So
oh hell yeah,
she's going to, you know.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
She'll give her, you know, reason why.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. That's actually kind of funny because I saw her make a post. She's like, you know, here's my signature guitar pick, and it was just a picture of her empty hand. I was like, damn, that's fucking lit.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Her and Jeff Beck.
Yeah.
They're 2 peds in the pod at this point, yeah.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, Covet, and then fucking Hail the Sun is out with us also.
Cool.
And they fucking kill it every night. People love them, which fucking obviously because they rule. They're sick.
Awesome.
But yeah, dude.
What's one other deep cut like person? Like, is there a band out there that you met on the road somewhere that you're just like, oh man, more people need to know about them?
You know what? There are these fucking dudes in Australia. I'm totally gonna shout the shit out of them right now because I remember listening. I was just like chilling in the green room, practicing like behind the stage and like warming up and shit. And these guys were playing, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is this?" Because it was so obscure and like weird. They had like 8 genres, and they're like doing. I can't even describe what the fuck they were doing, but they mixed a bunch of shit together, and I just thought it was so cool. And like there was this one section in the song, and you know it's funny, they have like a few songs on Apple Music and shit.
So what's the band we're talking about?
He Danced Ivy is the band name.
Okay.
And they're a local in what city were we in that day? It was the last show on the tour we just did in Australia. It was Brisbane. Yeah, they're a local Brisbane band, and I don't know which song it was. I wish I could. Oh, they got like a whole album and shit, so it might be off of that.
He Danced Ivy. He Danced
Ivy. Yeah, from Brisbane. But they had this one part of this one song where I was particularly like, that's fucking sick, because they did like some crazy weird like. Not like country hoedown shit, but it had like that kind of vibe to it.
Really?
Where the guitars are like fucking bang, 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 and like twangy and just weird. Mm-hmm. And then they went into some fucking heavy shit, but it meshed so well with each other. Like I remember hearing it and just thinking like, what the fuck? That's so sick. It's so hard that they just like you can tell these guys don't give a fuck.
Right. I
think that's so cool. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they totally do give a fuck. But that was what I got out of it. But yeah, He Danced Ivy from fucking Brisbane.
Okay.
I thought they were sick.
I'm excited to check them out now because like I'm a fan of like old school like Faith No More and Mr. Bungle and how all that stuff is
nice.
combined with all the different weird styles, and then like out of Down Under too, the 12-Foot Ninja guys, like I love how they are able to smash a lot of stuff together and kind of like still make it like a fun cohesive song. So this sounds interesting. How are the vocals on this with He Danced Ivy?
They're wacky, dude.
Yeah?
They're wacky. Yeah, they're like, I mean, the dude's a good singer. And fuck, man, I totally met all of them. I don't remember any of their names. I'm sorry if you guys are fucking listening to this. I don't. I had a couple drinks that night, and I was like chilling real hard.
It's okay, I think they'll forgive you.
Yeah, I call everybody man or dude anyway, so. But... yeah, wacky shit, dude. Okay. But it's good, like in a good way, wacky.
Cool. Well, we will all be checking that out.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, Scotty, this has been great, dude. I appreciate your time. I'm looking forward to the show tonight and eating some dinner before we go in there.
Hell yeah.
So thank you for being my first guest on Players Pick Podcast, bro.
Dude. Episode 1.
Hell
yeah.
Scottie-LePage. The one. All right, we're signing off. Peace. Earlier we heard from Scottie-LePage, Polyphia, and now we're sitting with Tim Henson of Polyphia. What's up, Tim?
Just hanging out, wrapped up in a blanket in the back lounge of our tour bus.
Yeah. Well, what we're doing here is, we're asking everybody to give us a kind of a backstory on their pick origin story. What do you remember about your first guitar pick, or who might have gave it to you, and what was it, if you remember, and tell us about the evolution, about like how you ended up playing what you're playing now.
The first guitar pick I ever played was a green Tortex. Do you know what millimeter that one is?
That'd be 88. Yeah.
Is that the one that I play now?
No, you play a 1.14 now. It's the purple.
Yeah. Okay, so the green one, my dad just loves those green boys, and they're not sharp or anything, they're just like the normal
standard shape.
Yeah, standard one, and he's played that at I learned that he played guitar when I was 10. He just didn't play guitar for the first 10 years of my life, but he's played all of his life.
Oh wow.
Except the first 10 years of my life.
Just took a break.
Yeah, he just took a break, and then when I was 10, brought the guitar out, and I was like, I had no idea you played guitar. And then I started playing guitar when I was 10, and I would use my dad's picks, and he would buy me those picks. That was my first pick experience. And I think, I would go to Guitar Center as a kid and just mess around with their guitars for hours, and then I'd have their shitty picks, and they're really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So
the
I'd
Guitar
have,
Center picks?
Yeah, the Guitar Center picks, yeah. And so I'd have a mixture of Guitar Center picks and Dunlop picks, and it's just okay, there's obvious which one is good here. Mm-hmm. And then I think the first time, I got turned on to the Jazz 3 when I met Scott, because he was using the Jazz 3, I think. Mm-hmm. And then shortly after that, I discovered that I can't remember who turned me on to the Purple Boys, but it might have been Mario, but I don't remember.
I mean, they're playing the same gauge, same pick, so it could be.
It really could have been, but I don't know, maybe somebody before that. Might have been.
It was, did you get the purple one that was sharp right away, or did you play
the purple one that was sharp right away?
Yeah, right away. Okay.
Yeah. It might have been Sean Ash. I can't remember. But okay. it was right when Polyphia started gaining traction, and I was oh shit, I really like the Purple Boys.
Okay.
But yeah, now we play the Purple Boys, but they're not purple anymore. They're just
we make them custom for you.
Yeah, the custom ones now. They're all cool and stuff. So, but yeah, the purple sharps are really my go-tos and things that I like to play. So.
You feel like that pick does everything you need to do?
Oh yeah. It really it's long and sharp and hard. Long, sharp, and hard. That's what she said.
Yeah.
It's I feel it just, I don't really have to try that hard. You know what I mean?
Oh, interesting.
with Scott's picks, I think he's actually playing the purples right now, but like most of the time he plays the Jazz 3s.
Yeah, he's back on the sharps right now. But.
Yeah, most of the time he does that, and it's just like, oh man, I have to like really like get closer to the strings, like, because I keep a distance because I do a lot of hybrid picking, and like the closer I am to, like, you know, I don't really have that much range, you know what I mean, to like get there. So like that's what's nice about the sharps for me, is that I can like kind of stay back and like use these fingers a lot, you know what I mean.
So it actually allows you, because of that long tip point, that it allows you to kind of pick from a distance and keep the fingers at the right level,
like, place to, like, you know,
to finger pick outside of that. Okay. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that element of it.
Yeah, it's just weird when I go to the Jazz 3s and I'm like, it's much more difficult to like hybrid pick on this.
Yeah, because you're choked up on that pick.
Yeah.
That pick is like, your thumb is on the string when you're holding that pick. Okay. Interesting. And there was really so it's just a standard pick that your dad was like a standard Jazz, or a standard 88 standard.
Yeah.
And then at some point, somewhere, you picked it up, or Mario or somebody gave it to you, and you're like, oh shit, this is the thing.
Yeah, that's the move. I mean, it honestly might have been like Periphery, who, like, because like I used to read like Misha's Ask FMs all the time, and like I don't know if this is accurate or not, but like it seems like possible that they like really liked the Purple Sharp Boys, and just because of all the hard gent palm muting, you know what I mean, and like that's what really we were trying to go for at the time when I first switched, was just like how like intense can you hit it, you know, and like a thicker, bigger, sharper pick could like help out with that. So
I know they rocked the Jazz 3s for quite a while. I don't know if they ever messed with the sharps.
Okay.
But I know Misha, I've done a couple of batches for him that were, he was on like Jazz 3s for a while, and then maybe it was a Jazz 3 XL, and then like a T3, which the T3 is the Jazz 3 tip but with the standard body. I'm not sure, but either way.
Yeah, I just remember like thinking once I switched, it was like, wow, I can gent way easier on this pick. Yeah. And then as the style progressed, it was just like, well, I can hybrid pick easier too. So.
Well, it's interesting that you've gone to the purple, gone heavier, and Misha's actually gone lighter through the years. He's like on 73s and 88s.
Yeah.
It's
interesting.
Cool. Yeah, it was all evolved over time. So the other aspect of the other kind of point of this podcast is really kind of getting to know you and getting to know what your perspective is on life. And like I'm just asking like people, like, what gets you through the day? Like, do you have a defining kind of set of rules or anything for your life, or is it like, is there a diet or exercise or a philosophy that was handed down to you through the family? Or
definitely no diet and no exercise.
Well, we ruled that out then.
That's not part of it. I guess lately, like, since like, you know, we've been like campaigning this album that just came out, I guess 2 days ago or 3 days ago now. Like we've kind of been like facetiously like ironic about like being like upfront about like how amazing we are, even though we're like not, but like, you know, like we're it's just talk fun. The talk, you know, and like it is very fun, but like just in that way I've kind of, you know, it's almost like projecting, you know what I mean, like actualizing it into reality. Like when you say things like we're not only the biggest but also the best metal band in the world, people, you know, you say it enough, people will start saying it, and people will start believing it, whether or not it's true.
Unfortunately,
you know what I mean?
I know somebody else that does that.
Yeah,
I've seen him in the news a lot lately.
Yeah, but I mean, it works. It works.
No, I know.
And like, you know, for a lot of people, they struggle with like self-confidence, you know what I mean, and that's something that I've always struggled with. And like, you know, it's like you overcompensate with, I mean, like some people like don't have the energy to overcompensate, but when you can like find the energy to overcompensate by being loud and out there with it, then like some of those things start to become true, which is like a cool thing, because like you convince yourself that like you're that amazing and that great. And like to a lot of people, like I said, they struggle with like self-confidence, and by being that way around them, it gives them more, you know, of a thing to like have confidence in, etc. But I don't know, I think at the end of the day, like, no matter how much like idiot bullshit that we say, like, I think I'm a firm believer in, like, I wouldn't say necessarily that I'm like spiritual in any way, or like definitely not religious, but I definitely believe that like if you do good things, like good things will happen. And I think like one time, I think about this a lot. That one time that we were at lunch, that one time we had the crazy orange juice like 4 years back. Like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? And then you and Scott were talking about something, and it was just like, just do what's right because it's the right thing to do. You know, like that was like one thing that was said at that lunch, you know, and I think about that a lot. Just because like there's so many times where like, you know, like, and at this point in time, like my life is so sick that like, why would I ever have to like feel any sort of like negative thing, or like why would I like allow myself to like my friend Omar, he goes by Kuko, he's actually the
vocalist,
the singer on our record. He has a very interesting story where he's only 20, but like he kind of just like really blew up overnight, and like the kid just deserves it. He's amazing, and like, you know, like he's just got such a good heart. And I remember I was out with them one night, we were getting tacos, and like, you know, some dude, there's, you know, we live in LA, and there's like we were downtown, there's lots of homeless people, and some dude just comes, like just like hella homeless people coming up asking for money and shit, and every time they would come up, he just give them money. Or like buy them tacos, or we were at a taco stand, buy them food, whatever. That's kind. No hesitation. And I was just like, wow, like I don't need this dollar. Like I hate change. I really don't like change, you know, and like this could, like, you know, maybe help someone a lot. Maybe they'll just use it to buy drugs or whatever, but like that's not really my place to say, you know what I mean? And I think like they'd be a lot better off having it than me, you know what I mean? And so like after seeing that, I just like I carry change with me now because I know somebody might need it, you know what I mean? Cool. Because I certainly don't. And like I don't know, just in every other aspect of life, I think, you know, like whenever I'm like at like ordering food, or I can tell somebody's having a bad day, like it's like my life is so sick that I like, you know, I try to like make someone else's life better just by having a nice encounter with them. Right. You know what I mean? Like, and I see people be rude to like just random service workers and shit, and it's just like, you were like literally projecting your miserableness on other people. Like, I know you're a miserable person by how you're acting to this random person that you don't know, you know. And it's just like it bums me out to see that, and it's just like, yo, like why are you like that? You know, like I get like not everybody's life is sick as fuck, but like, you know, like sometimes my shit isn't that tight, and like it's on those days especially that like when I'm feeling like shit, that I try and be like way nice to somebody, because like, you know, like my little sister like is like dealing with like, you know, depression and stuff right now, and I just tell her like the best way to make yourself feel better is to make someone else feel good. So call Granny right now, because she would love to talk to you. And that's good advice. So like, you know, I just get her to call our grandmother, who just would love to talk to her. And like that's like the, you know, whenever I call my granny, we talk for like an hour, and she's just so stoked. You know, I know that it makes her feel so good to like talk to us. So now's the time to do it, my friend. Yeah, it really is. I lost my grandma last year. Yeah. And she was one of the most important people in my life. And she's like a second mom to me, because my mom was so young. Yeah. So I hear that, and she loved getting the phone calls, man. And there's going to become a point where you just don't get it. Either she might be around, but she might be as coherent. Yeah, man. You know, and that's kind of where my granny's at right now. Like 2 days ago, she turned 85. Oh, congratulations. And she just doesn't know anything about much. She's losing it a little bit? Yeah, very much so. And it's just, but it still makes her happy when you call, though, God, right? So like, yeah, absolutely, yeah. You can make her quality of life go up. Oh, yeah. But yeah, just the general, you know, like, I guess it's karma in a way is what I kind of believe in, but you know, that sounds all like, ooh, you know. Yeah, but what you're describing to me is that there's
you see that you sounds like you've been at the effect of other people's negativity many a times, and you have a conscious awareness around how you might be able to transform that and change it, right? And so, like, especially when you're feeling not great and you're able to kind of step up and go, oh wait, here's my chance, like I can make a difference right now, like and so that really it does harken to a little bit of a karmic feeling, like, what goes around comes around element. It sounds like what you're kind of alluding to in your philosophy, that if you do good things and good things are going to happen, and so why not sow those seeds? Right. It's cool.
And maybe, like, it's not like 100% altruistic, you know what I mean, but like at least, like, it's putting more positive energy out in the world than negative, and I think that's better, you can't you'll always hear me err on the side of optimism, because I feel there's people that say, oh well, I'm a realist, right? And so they try to, like, stick you with all this, like, well, what's real is that everybody's dying, blah blah blah, and they go on this, like, trip, and I'm like, well, sounds like you're a pessimist.
Truth is, you're right, we all are gonna die, bro, and bad things do happen, okay? We all get that, but I would much rather be on the side of, like, hey, I'm gonna think about the thing I do want, I'm going to focus on the goal, and I'm going to, like, stay focused on that. Even if that thing in particular doesn't happen, at least I didn't spend all my time being an aggro asshole.
Yeah, dude.
Like, trying to tell the world that, doom is coming. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be involved in that. And
I definitely, like, I think about, like, a lot, like, what it is that, like, we're gonna be, like, remembered for, and I definitely don't want to be remembered, like, as an aggro asshole.
That's it's a good goal right there. And if nothing else, I mean, the music's on lock, you got like a great career moving, you're doing it, the thing that you love to do for a living,
absolutely,
right? And something like what Scotty and I talked about was just the element of, like, well, now it's just about balance, right? Now it's just about, like, finding enough time with the band on the road and enough time at home with family, and kind of like that was his thing, and it sounds like
he's very much in that. I'm more so on the, like, let's go.
So you're on the other side, pulling him into this.
I'm kind of the opposing force.
Let's stay on the road a couple more weeks or a month.
Like, let's go. I mean, because the way that I see it is that, we're like he's 25, I'm 24, like. You can get married and have kids, like, at any point in your life. Like,
true.
You cannot do this at any point in your life. Like, if we're gonna do this, we need to do it now. And, like, do it. And that's how I feel. And I know Scott would not be happy about me saying that, but like, that's just how I feel, and, like, that's just what it is to me. Like, I want this more than anything, and, like, I've always wanted this. I remember I was in 6th grade, like, my friends' parents would be like, so what do you want to be when you grow up? And I'd be like, a fucking rock star. Like, like, I would say that, like, in 6th grade, and, like, that's,
we're in the back of your tour bus right now, bro.
In the back of the tour bus,
dude,
right
like,
now.
This is we're in the party lounge right here,
in front of a sold out show in San Francisco, and
where the address is 333 11th Street at Slim's. That's my number, so I think about how interesting when it shows up in places.
Numbers and coincidental things such as that.
That's cool, man. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with me, and it's cool because I know that this is the beginning of this podcast, and it's the beginning of me talking to people about these different perspectives, and it's just fun to hear the unique aspect, even between you and Scotty, because you're good friends, been friends for a long time, and you've been doing this thing on the road for a long time now, and to find that you're kind of the balancing point, because he's like, oh, I could stay home, I've already missed people, like, I'm out on the road like 3 days, and I'm like, it's cool to be out here, but I do miss my family.
He's definitely a homebody. I am in a way, but like,
I'm sure. I mean, you need your balance too. It's not, you can't be all one side, But between the two of you, it's funny to hear, like, that I would just stay out and just like kill it for a little longer, and he'd be like, yeah, that's cool, I'm ready to go home.
I mean, when you got, like, girlfriends to come home to, which all of them do, you know, I understand it. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's how I was. That's like the only thing I wanted to do was go home. But now that that's not a thing anymore, it's just like, I don't have to be home.
Yeah.
Like when I go home, I can't stay at my place in LA for longer than a week. I have to like go somewhere, you know, and like do something, like go on a trip. You know, I do that often.
That's cool. Where do you go?
New York, Dallas, and just like random, you know, like spontaneous trips, Vegas and etc. And just like whenever I'm just like, I just feel restless. You know, I feel like very bored, like just in the same spot for too long, and then you know, other things that I'll tell you off interview that are quite funny.
Cool.
But you know,
save it. Well, cool. Well, as we'll move into the third little phase here. Is that like what I ask artists to do is just kind of drop some shout outs, like to maybe some of the most underrated groups or artists that you might be listening to, that you love, that you might want to like get, and give me some sort of reason, like why them.
All right, I'm gonna have to like look at my
pull
music.
it up.
I want to start with like a real shout out, but I just don't really know.
Well, if you can think about the bands you've been touring with around the country for the last couple of years, I'm sure there's one or two.
Definitely Covet. Like I love everything that Yvette writes, and especially with, you know, Forrest and David. Like they're just a great band.
Covet.
This is their second headliner and their second time that we've taken them out on a headliner.
Yeah.
You know? Like if I could take them out, like we're taking them out every, you know, to Japan and then also to the UK.
Oh, no joke. That's great.
I just think their music's amazing.
Yeah. It's hard not to love Yvette and everything she's up to, honestly.
Yeah. And, like, she's such a good friend of ours. Like, her humor is so funny. Like,
dude, off the chain funny.
Very much like our style of shit.
She messes me up more often than I would like to admit, to be honest.
Yeah.
She is so, like, I'm the one left going, like, almost like deadpan. She drops all these little things, and I'm like, I'm the one slow to get it, and then I'm laughing about it for days after. I'm like, God damn it, if I wasn't so slow.
Yeah, so I guess Covet is my shout out answer.
Shout out, okay.
And then things that I've been listening to a lot. Father, he's a rapper. He's funny.
Where's he out of? You know?
No idea. I guess probably LA. But
what's the record you've been listening to?
Awful Swim.
Father.
Awful Swim.
Awful Swim.
Yeah, and it looks like it's a nod to Adult Swim.
Okay.
But he's got this video where he just, you know, like it's like him dressed up as like a state trooper, I guess, in a cop car with a fucking like cowboy hat on, and he like, you know, he's just rapping this hard shit like in this cop car, and he gets out of the cop car and fucking there's just like big booty, you know, stripper girls like just twerking on the cop car and shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, like I would love to have a cop car music video. Like that's super.
That's coming up next, dude.
Yeah.
It's coming up. It's gotta happen.
And then he's just, you know, like he's just got real great songs. Oh, I really love Rico Nasty.
Okay.
She is super sick. She's definitely like the hardest female rapper.
Rico Nasty?
Rico Nasty.
I don't even know this.
Yeah, definitely get on it. She does like these. I'll just play like a sample real quick, just because it's stupid hard and like worth talking about.
Okay.
So she's got these like really hard guitar beats, which I think is very interesting because they're like metal riffs played on like hip hop, like hard, and it's like done really well.
I can hear that.
Kenny Beats, the producer, I've talked with him about like, you know, making some beats, and like they're at the forefront of hip hop right now. So like it's like very possible for like Guitar to go mainstream again in hip hop with like the things that they're pushing. But anyways, this is that. If it was bass, it'd be fucking sweet.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I gotta hear that with the sub.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's just like stupid hard.
I'll bookmark that.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
She's great and very raunchy. Like her name is Rico Nasty.
Right, so she's going for it.
Yeah, it's she's on some shit for sure. But yeah, Father, Rico Nasty, and you know,
Covet.
Yeah, Covet. Yeah.
All right. That's cool, man. I appreciate you taking the time to kick it with me and talk about these things.
Thank you.
All
It's
right.
good to be on it.
Yeah? Scary.
Players Pick Podcast, picks and perspective with Chris Johnson. Pool table.